Good morning and welcome to Morning Coffee with Sandy. Oh, look at that. I can put myself in the shade and get out of the sun. Mm. Needed coffee this morning. Fell asleep like just after 8 o'clock last night. What a long day. Yeah, long day. I drove. First of all, this was really fun. Yesterday was the day I was supposed to originally get vaccine shot number 2. And then I got a message saying, hey, due to the bad weather, we didn't get our shipment, so you can't get your shot. Well, I decided I was going to try and get my shot anyway. So I drove there first thing in the morning in time for my shot to see if maybe I could. And I was feeling like so, like tricky, right? And I got through the line of cars right up to the front, and the guy said to me, where's your paper? And I showed him my paper and I showed him my ID, and he said, okay, great. And he started to go like this. And then he said, first or second shot? And I said, second. And he said, what'd you get the first time? I said, Moderna. And he said, yeah, here. And he hands me a little slip of paper with a phone number on it. And he says, you need to call and reschedule. We only have Pfizer today. Dang it. Okay, don't panic, folks. I have another appointment coming up this weekend. I'll still get my shot this week. I just want to get my second vaccine. Yeah, that's what I want. So it's February 24th. Yesterday was not a good day for Tiger Woods. I'm sure you've all heard about that by now. Interestingly, it happened where I was yesterday, because after I left the spot where they do the vaccinations, I had to drive up to my old hometown because that's where my doctor is, and I had a doctor's appointment. And interestingly enough, my doctor's appointment was like, I had to literally pass by Tiger Woods' car to get to the doctor. The hospital that he was taken to is where a very, very dear friend of mine is the head of orthopedics. And I figured he'd be the guy taking care of Tiger Woods, but not yesterday. He wasn't working. However, the doctor I went to see, another friend of mine, said that in the morning he was coming up that way to get to his office. And when he saw the accident, he pulled over to go help. And Palos Verdes is a pretty wealthy community. It's like every other person up there is a doctor. He said there were so many doctors pulled over to stop that he just went on to his office. Then when it was time for me to come home, I went to go visit my daughter at her new headquarters for Agapantha Jewelry. And it's on a street called Carson, which is also the street that, interestingly enough, Harbor General Hospital is on, and that's where they had taken Tiger Woods. And now it's like 10 hours later, no kidding, every single inch of space for a block and a half was filled up with trucks from different ABC, NBC, CBS, KNX, didn't matter. Every radio station, every TV station, every newspaper, they had cameras and lights and people all dressed up with talking into their microphones. Took me forever to get from where I needed to go to the freeway so I could get home. And then it took me almost 3 hours to get home. Don't feel sorry for me. I had a great book to listen to. I don't even remember the name of it, but hey, there I was. So, good morning, kids. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Whatever kind of morning you're having, it's probably better than Tiger Woods' morning. That's all I can say. So, here's to you. I made at least 6 people tell me, drive carefully, be safe. I wanted to drive carefully and be safe. What a day, huh? But it was a good day. I got to see my grandson for a little while. My little huggy. That was really good. I got to see my daughter. I got my hair trimmed a little bit. I pulled it up. What do you think? What do you think? I'm trying to figure out ways that I can wear long hair and keep it out of my face. I don't want it in my face. And what else did I do? Oh, I dropped my taxes off too, my tax information. So I've had the same guy doing my taxes for like the last dozen years plus. He knows me, he knows my life, he knows my shorthand, he knows all that stuff. And he retired. And he put me in the hands of someone I've never even met. And our first conversation is going to be on the telephone. She doesn't even want to use Zoom. I'm not really feeling good about my taxes this year. Not really feeling good about it. But we'll see. We'll see. I'll give her a chance. It's next month. I'll let you know how it goes. It'll either be wonderful and I'll like this woman instantly, or I'll have to find someone closer to the like here in the desert instead of running back home every time I need to do something. Amazing to me how many things I still go back to LA to do. My haircuts, my doctor's appointments, my dentist appointments, my accountant, my attorney, anything important I seem to still do in LA. Maybe it's time to really make some roots here and find people here. I mean, a lot of them have moved here, right? Just not my people. Okay, so let's move on. Yeah. Why am I wearing, oh, can you even see? I have pink on over my shirt today. Why am I wearing pink? Because A, it's my favorite color. And B, it's Pink Shirt Day. So I did a little research for you on Pink Shirt Day. And I think it was like maybe 2010. I don't remember. It wasn't all that long ago, but it was, like at least 10 years ago. There was a kid in a high school who got bullied for wearing a pink shirt. He got beat up and bullied for wearing a pink shirt. And there were some other kids at school who didn't like that idea. So the next morning, some of the big kids, wait a minute, my guy's wearing a pink shirt too. And I don't think he even realized it was Pink Shirt Day. We're almost like twins. Yeah. Anyway, they all wore pink shirts, like to stand up for this kid who got bullied. Next thing you know, somebody bought dozens and dozens of pink tank tops. And the next day, everybody at school was wearing a pink tank top to be in solidarity with the kid who got bullied. Bullied is a really serious thing. And today is a day when we say, does not work. So be a good human. Practice kindness today. That kid who's sitting off by himself, go talk to him. Yeah. I mean, a lot of kids are going back to school today. A lot of them. A lot of them are going back next week. Talk to your kids, talk to your grandkids, talk to your nieces and nephews and neighbors. Let them know that the nice thing to do is to be a nice person. It makes a difference. Happy Pink Shirt Day. Ta-da! It's also Trading Card Day. Did you do trading cards? Oh my God, I loved trading cards. So I collected baseball cards, but I was kind of a tomboy. Yeah. And I remember my son got a Mickey Mantle card for his bar mitzvah. And it was like the most amazing present that a kid could ever have gotten in his entire life. But those aren't the only trading cards. This year, for his 10th birthday, all my grandson wanted was Pokemon cards. And where we used to be able to, like for a quarter, get a pack of baseball cards, it's like $5 to get a pack of Pokemon cards. I spent like $70 to buy this box of like some packages of ridiculous. Anyway, trading cards are a big deal. They're still a big deal. When I had my store and Beanie Babies were the big item, we even had Beanie Baby trading cards. I still have boxes of them out in the garage. But it was worth it because if you had the right cards, you made a lot of money. I remember my most expensive card, and I can say it was the most expensive because I sold it and I actually got $2,000. Yes, I said that. $2,000 for a Humphrey the Camel trading card. And the weird part is it took me like 3 days to decide to sell it because I was so excited to have it. Boy, am I glad now I sold it because it's not worth much anymore. Nope. Anybody know what to do with old Beanie Baby trading cards? Because I've got thousands. They're in my garage. I'm happy to come up with a plan. You know what I did with my Beanie Babies, right? Don't go away. I'm going to make more, but I haven't yet. I took a bunch of my old Beanie Babies and I sewed them together. And then I added Velcro. And it's like the most amazing neck pillow ever in the history of neck pillows. And you think I'm kidding, but this thing is warm and comfortable. Yeah. That's it. My new product, right? My nephew, who's in South Korea, he wants to start producing them and selling them over there. He thinks they'll be a big hit. Yep, that's it. That's my Beanie Baby project. What else? It's dance day. Dun, 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 dun. Probably the most popular T-shirt I ever designed was one that said, "Sometimes you just gotta dance." And hey, come on, we all have our happy dances, right? So do your happy dance. It's Inconvenience Yourself Day. That's kind of a cool day, isn't it? Today's the day you think not about you, but about other people. Open that door for somebody. Let somebody go first. Yeah, like that. Inconvenience yourself. It's also Forget-Me-Not Day, which started out as a way to remember servicemen and women. And now it's more about, don't forget me. Call a friend today. Can you reach out and call somebody today? You can do it. Yesterday, I just sent out love letters via text. People I was thinking about. I actually, instead of just thinking about them, stopped and said, "Hey, I'm thinking about you. I love you. I miss you." That's all you have to do. What a joy to get that kind of message. All right, but probably most important, it's Tortilla Chip Day. Yeah. Who doesn't love a good tortilla chip? And now there must be 4,000 different varieties. But here's the trivia for today. You're going to love this one. We think of tortilla chips as being Mexican food, right? Tortilla chips were invented right in Los Angeles. Yes, by a very, very smart lady who, when the tortillas came out of the machine and were misshapen or broken, she would cut them in triangles, drop them in the deep fryer, and make them into tortilla chips. When my husband and I had our Mexican restaurant, that's what we used to make our own. We would buy tortillas, cut them up into triangles, drop them into the same fryers that you'd use for making potato chips, and we would make fresh tortilla chips every few hours. People came in just to get our tortilla chips. They were fabulous. I don't mind telling you. Start with a good tortilla, make your own. They're so good. You'll never want to eat them out of a bag again. You'll want to make your own. Tortilla Chip Day. Go for it. Happy birthday to Steve Jobs. We wouldn't have our apples. I wouldn't be talking to you on this without him. Thank you, Steve Jobs. And Wilhelm Grimm. The Brothers Grimm wrote about the grimmest fairy tales anyone ever could imagine. They're not Happy Skippy. No, they're not. Most of them have some pretty dark sides to them. Go back and read them again, but maybe don't read them to your youngest grandchildren or children. All right, Dinah Shore died today, a while back. Loved her singing voice. Just loved her singing voice. Look at that. The sun's coming up. Can you see it in my backyard there? Oh, I see a little bit of sunshine coming through right there. See it? Oh, but wait, there's more. Okay, here it is. I saved the best for last. Today is Johnny Weissmuller's birthday. He's not alive, but Johnny Weissmuller was the one who played Tarzan. You remember the old Tarzan movies? That was Johnny Weissmuller. And Johnny Weissmuller was like this, our first like mega super sports hero. Seriously, he had 5 Olympic gold medals in swimming, and he had a record in the 100-meter swim, whatever you call it, that lasted for 17 years at a time like in the 30s and 40s when all records were being broken. His just kept like holding on, holding on. Now, I don't usually honor old-time actors, sports figures like that, except that I grew up truly believing that my father, lovable Lenny, taught Johnny Weissmuller how to swim because that's what he told us. Why wouldn't we believe our daddy? Yeah, my dad, who didn't like the water and didn't like the beach and didn't particularly like swimming, and I inherited his lack of love for all those things. He said he taught Johnny Weissmuller how to swim. So, happy birthday, Johnny Weissmuller. There you go. Oh, yum. Okay, and finally, speaking of lovable Lenny, my dad, this morning's word art was another lovable Lennyism. Expect the best, but always, always have a plan B. Lenny was very infrequently taken by surprise. He always expected that the best possible outcome would result, and he expected the best of people. But instead of getting disappointed, he had another plan when he was wrong. Oh, excuse me. He was never wrong. That's why he had a second plan. All right, folks, it's Tuesday. Go out there and make this day miraculous. Happy birthday to those of you celebrating. And happy almost birthday to those of you who are almost celebrating. And happy afterbirth to those of you who just had a birthday. Be a good person. Wear pink. Happy Tuesday. Bye-bye.